So I'd like to take a minute to welcome to the show John Mueller, Sally Haldorson, I hope I'm pronouncing her last name correctly, both from CEO Reed here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you.
Hi, thank you.
Oh, so glad to have you. So talk to me about, and I'm really excited to have you here because, John, you and I had talked about this idea of knowledge blocks, maybe 6-8 months ago when the idea was forming, and because I think I'm a good example of one of your target customers. Maybe I don't buy as many bulk books as you might like me to, or as I'd like to. But I think I was really excited to see this project come together. So can the two of you spend a few minutes talking about exactly why Knowledge Blocks was built and where you've come with it so far? Maybe who your typical customer is, and then we'll talk about why we're talking about it on the show today.
Sure. Well, 800 CO Read, for the most part, focuses on bulk business book orders. So, not everybody is in the market for, quantities of any kind of book. It's a very specific customer that buys bulk books. So meanwhile, we, over 20 some years, we've become known as experts into what's the latest and greatest, what are the best books that are coming out. And so a lot of people come to us for that information. They get that information and they go buy the book wherever. We've always been fine with that. We're all about spreading the ideas. I think what we're trying to do with Knowledge Blocks is just offer something to individuals who don't have any interest in buying books in quantity necessarily. They just want to learn more information about the books that we work with. They might not need 25 of them or 1,000 of them, but they want to know what it's about. They want to know more about the author. They want to know some other information that surrounds the ideas that are in some of these books, and that's what we've created Knowledge Blocks to do.
And one of the first things that comes to my mind right away is, do you foresee author involvement as part of Knowledge Blocks?
Absolutely. We have a thinker in residence portion of the site where we hand select certain people to be featured in that section. There's Q&As with them. There's podcasts. We're going to be doing webinars with some of these authors, hopefully where people can submit questions to the authors and have more of a discussion based on actual interest from the audience as opposed to just them speaking about whatever their ideas, which is fine too, but want to try to make it a little bit more interactive and see where we can go in that regard.
Are there a couple authors lined up that are, like you said, you have a sort of an engagement officer there in the office, but are there a couple of authors who are really excited about the project we can look forward to in the immediate future?
Go ahead, Sally.
We have we have two different ways that authors can be involved, and one of them is this Thinkers in Residence page that we can create for authors. And currently we have Erica Anderson, Growing Great Employees, Being Strategic. We are a huge fan of hers, and we're so glad that she participated with us. We have a sort of laundry list of people that we're working with in compiling this information, these interviews, and adding on to some of their personal answers to questions about what business books inspired them, what questions that they still feel need to be answered about business. That can all be found in those Thinkers in Residence pages. And we also have the exploration area of our site, which I'm sure we'll talk more about, that we use 3 books per month that are inspiring these explorations of a topic, and authors can be involved there too in participating in a more lengthy Q&A, doing podcast Q&As, and we have some of those up now as well.